What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Hustle with JesseW, and today we nailed another green day, so check it out. Well, guys, today was basically just like we expected it to be. Went over the plans and everything with the members in pre-market at the daytraderchatroom.com. Link to the 5-day trial in the description and comment section. And, I mentioned the SPY. I mentioned what I thought it would do. I mentioned that my focus was going to be on small caps because I expected broader stuff to be a little bit choppy today. And, that's where my focus was today. And I executed on the plans. And execution was great. I mean, I can't complain about the execution. It's a green day, which is very important. Risk was managed correctly. And, it's just what it is. And we're going to go over those charts here in the video. We're going to go over my trades. We're going to go over all the small caps that we're moving around. We're going to go over the SPY, and we're going to go over the poll results as well, where I think it was something where about 86% of traders today in chat were green, and no one was red, which is great to see. And it was great to see everyone green today. It shows everybody studying, learning, going through the video lesson library. We got over 200 videos in the video lesson library. I mean, at this point, we're probably creeping closer to 300 videos. And the courses are all there. The options course, the day trading course, everything's up there, guys. So you got to make sure to always take advantage of that in the dashboard for those of you who are members. Also, if you want to sign up for the weekly watch list, just go to the bottom of the daytraderchatroom.com website. You'll see the little section for the newsletter. You can sign up there for the daily and weekly watch list. All right, guys. So now, without any further delay, let's go ahead. Oh my God, before I forget, Trade Ideas 2-week trial is coming up here pretty soon. I think it's later on this week or next week. You get the 2-week trial from Trade Ideas, including their artificial intelligence options. So you got to make sure you take advantage of that. I'm going to leave a link in the description. No, in the comment section, I'll leave a link for you, and you can take advantage of that 2-week trial from Trade Ideas. Now let's go ahead and jump into the charts. Let's jump into today's recap. Let me grab the dashboard from the daytraderchatroom.com, and I'll show you guys what we were watching today. And actually, here is a little blurb from yesterday. Well, from today. Yesterday, we nailed the Tesla options trade. Remember, if you don't know how to trade options, guys, always come into your courses section here, and you have options trading right there. Okay, so we nailed those. We also nailed the SPY, call out yesterday. So it's on the YouTube channel. Link is right here. You can watch that video all live. Today, I was watching MARPS, USEG, ADTX, and then scanners, and more scanners. And I was watching the TI scans and the TC2000 scans. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, there is a link in the comment section and the description section to the scanners I use every day with the 15% off coupon code. Also, there's a 2-week trial coming up, and there's a link down there for the 2-week trial on Trade Ideas, including their artificial intelligence. All right, so MARPS, USEG, ADTX. That's what I was watching for today, and I was mainly watching the small caps because I figured, the SPY or something like that would be a little bit out of my go-to setups, and also could be potentially choppy. PS, MARPS, which is 1.16 million shares in the float. It announced a third quarter cash distribution, so I was watching levels on that one. USEG, definitive agreement that it had, and ADTX with a new agreement to acquire AI Pharma. Out of all of them this morning, I honestly liked ADTX kind of the best, but I mentioned this morning, be careful with the environment, just because you're in an environment today where you might not see any A setups, B setups might be very few, and you can end up in a position where C setups end up looking like A's because you're amongst a bunch of garbage setups. So MARPS, I wanted to pull back down here into this 630 zone, but it just pushed, going into the bell strong. So I was like, okay, well, now can we at least push and break the $9 zone? We didn't do that. And then, well, here you go. MARPS, nothing there, right? USEG was the next one I was watching. Not much going on here until it breaks up over 605. Nothing on USEG. So then it left me ADTX. So that right there that I drew is what I would like to see happen here, with volume, of course, increasing. You'll get that 9 EMA up here, VWAP, and then you get the eventual VWAP 9 EMA cross, and then you get, boom, through the highs onto 220. That would be the ideal scenario I want to see play out here and give me a chance to get long. First take profit would be up there in front of the highs if we get there. So first take profit's going to be in front of the high day for me, guys. If we can get up here. First take profit. There we go. First take profit off the table there, guys. Next take would be through the highs. If we can get through those highs. More off there. Want to see more volume. We need more volume to come into this thing. 100-day moving average is just above 220. So I might look to take some more off in front of that zone if we can get there. Stop will be about $2 for me on the remainder, guys. Nice trade all around. So the first two take profits came. Now I'm looking to see if we can get that extension towards 220. So my stop on the remainder is right here. Next take would be up here. So we broke through the highs there. Needs a little continuation and more volume. ADTX starting to slow down a little bit here. So my stop on this is going to be underneath this 23.6 fib. Here's my stop zone. Very tiny piece left. So these circles represent my take profits, guys. My entry was right here. So flat there, guys, at 201. Kind of like the pattern's broken up now. So I feel we're probably going to come down, test the lows at this point. So I'll just take it there. Not bad. 1, 2, 3 take profits. Not the best in the world, but I knew exactly how I wanted to trade this, and I mentioned it many times that I would be quicker on the takes on this one because of these huge wicks every time it gaps up. ADTX actually had a couple little setups, and I actually recorded all of this live, and I'll show a clip in the YouTube video so you guys can catch that later on. But we went over this live together here. I told you guys what I was looking for, and I was looking for basically exactly what we got. Okay, we knew we wanted to see this 190 area hold support. Why? The 50-day moving average is there. Okay, you have previous resistance right here, all right? And then if you scroll back, look at all this past support in this general zone, right? Just tons of it all up in that 190 level. So right off the bell, we just basically launched off of that, put in a high up here at about 214, I want to say. Let's see what this candle's high is, 214. And I told you guys, I'm just going to let this thing push, and then I want to see, wait for a pullback. When we started to get this action here, I told you guys, I want to see VWAP create resistance, and I want to get this 9 AMA up there, and then I want to see a good break of VWAP, and then we get that push towards the highs. I really wanted to see a 9 AMA test for a starter entry there, but we didn't get that. We did come here, and right in this candle is where I decided to start entering my position, and I added in here, and my cost basis was 206. At 9:55 a.m., bang, I put out my alert at 206 entry, and I told you guys that my stop would be the 190 area, which was the low of day in the 50-day moving average. I expected this thing to get up here and test this 100-day moving average, which it did, and then since nothing else was popping off, I honestly thought that we would break that 100-day moving average, and this would be the stock that moves today, and it would get up here and test that 200-day moving average. So I wanted to take, some profits in front of that level, and then I wanted to be flat up here in front of this level. That's where I want it to be flat. Okay, so I'm in there from 206, stop 190. You guys know how I always do it. This is the high of day at the time. That means what? A piece of profit needs to come off in front of the high of day. So right here in this candle, my first piece of profit comes off at 212, right there in that candle. Okay, let me erase this here. Let me redraw it a little bit better. Right here in this candle, right in front of the high day at the time 214. I put out an order on the ask at 212 and I get my fill. What do I do after that? Always, as soon as we push through the highs, I look to take another piece of profit off. We push through the highs here and we establish this new high at 217, and I take some profit off at 216 on the ask again. Okay, and then I hold on to some and I'm looking for further upside. We don't really get that further upside right away. We pull in, and when we started to pull in here, I told you guys I'm gonna watch and see if it can pull in down here, and if it does and it gives me a confirmation bounce, I'm gonna add back to my position. Okay, we don't get that pull back deep enough at all, and right here we start to get another push up higher. Let me redraw the fibs for at the time. So we redraw those fibs there, and we push up here and establish a new high at 219. I put out an order on the ask after we hit that 219. We pulled in a little bit. I put out an order on the ask at 218 to try to catch a fill there, because why? I wanted to get some off in front of 220. Why? Remember, that 100-day moving average is at around 225, 226. So in front of 220, I wanted to get some of the position off. I was down to a very small piece. Right here, I took off a good chunk. I took off half of that, and I held on to the other half, looking for extension towards the 230s and 240s. We didn't get that, and I ended up getting stopped out right here. I ended up selling out there at 201 flat the position. Okay, and I'll show you really quickly here the alerts. Long ADTX started 206, stop 190, taking some profits at 212, about 5 minutes later. 216, 218, and then flat 201 as we came back down. So small L on the remainder of the position, but nonetheless a green trade, throughout, because we got profits off as I scaled out, right? We push up higher, I scaled out in pieces. And then hold on to some, always looking for more extension. We don't get more extension? No problem. This profit here more than made up for this tiny loss on a tiny portion of the position. That's why scaling out is so important. All right, guys, so that concludes the recap portion here. Now give me a few minutes and we'll start to get ready to go into the lessons on the morning. Guys, before I forget, this is what we did as a team today when we ran polls after today's trading. How did you do today? 87% of traders were green on the day, 12% didn't trade, no one was red, no one was break even. Congratulations once again, green team, for killing it. Well guys, that's it for me today. If you enjoyed this video, if you found value in it, if you learned something, make sure to smash that like button for me, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I upload my next video, and I'll catch you on the next one.